Jupiter! Jupiter! No! Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth and you're watching Elizabeth's Leaves, where I just want to talk about houseplants. Today we're going to finish up my houseplant tours. Wow, Jupiter! Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth and you're watching Elizabeth's Leaves, where I just want to talk about houseplants. Today we're going to finish up all of my houseplant tours. So we did the bedroom, we did my outside plants, and today we're doing the plants in my kitchen and my bathroom. So let's just go ahead and jump in and enjoy the plants together. Here we are in my kitchen window. This is one of my absolute favorite places in the house. It's absolutely gorgeous and it has morning sun. And then it looks into our beautiful backyard. I know our windows are dirty. They're dirty on the outside, not the inside. But our backyard is just beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and start with one of the saddest plants I have in my collection. It's this lucky bamboo, which is a type of Dracaena. It doesn't get enough light here. It's really not very happy. I actually just snipped off all of the yellow tips because I didn't want you all to see that. But this is where I want it to be, so this is where it's going to stay for now. Maybe one day I'll move it and let it be a happier plant. There are a lot of propagations in this area, so let's go through some of them. Right here, I propagated my Pearls and Jade, or the Enjoy. Remember, I don't know what type it was. Nobody corrected me on that. So this is the one from the big one that I have outside. Here is my Cebu Blue, some more cuttings. I want to add it into the pot that I have on the front porch to make it a bigger plant, and then I'll probably end up selling some of those because there are quite a lot in this jar. And right here is something that's really upsetting me. This is my, is it a Snow Queen? Snow Queen and a neon pothos. If it's not a Snow Queen, I'll put the right name on the screen for you. But I have never had problems rooting pothos. And these two pothos keep rotting and they don't want to grow roots. They finally do have some root growth, as you can see right there. But you can also see where it's rotting again. Even though I keep cutting them back, I keep letting them callus over for an hour or two. I wash the cup, I give them fresh water. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this plant, and it's making me really sad because I don't have full pots of these plants. And so these are for me. I want to pot them up and grow them nice and big and full, but I just can't get them to do right. So it's kind of upsetting me, but I know I'll figure it out one day. Here are some cuttings of my Baltic Blue. I'm going to sell those as well. Cuttings from my Monstera Adansonii. And these have been rooting for 2 or 3 months. I just put these cuttings in here 2 or 3 weeks ago, and look at this. Absolutely wild. So my window does great things, just not for those 2 plants. Right here I have some Syndapsis Argyrius pictus, or Syndapsis pictus Argyrius. I can't remember which order you're supposed to say that in, but I have a bigger plant that I'll show you later, and these 2 cuttings are going to go into my bigger plant to make it more full. Right here I have a jade plant. It's not happy here. It doesn't get enough light. That's why it's so long and atoliated. When I first got it, it had these big, thick, beautiful leaves. And now they're just getting smaller and smaller, but I think it's really cute and it fits perfectly in this window, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Up here is a pitcher plant, a type of pitcher plant. I'll put it on the screen for you. And it's really not happy here. It's giving me some pictures. Like, look at that little picture back there. But I had a really big one outside last summer and it basically just melted. I'm not sure if it was too hot or if I underwatered it, but it died. It was not happy at all. So this plant is at least living, but it's not doing the best that it could. Here are some cuttings from my golden pothos that I have outside. I'll just be selling those. I also took some cuttings from my Hoya Crimson Queen, and they just were put in here a week or 2 ago, and look at the roots already. That blows my mind. And then right there we have a different type of jade plant. It is the ogre ear jade plant, and just like the regular jade plant, it's not really happy. It's not growing, but it's not dying either, and it's really cute here. Right here we have my Hoya Carnosa. I'm actually going to take it down real quick. This is my Hoya carnosa, and she got root rot, so I potted her in this, which has no drainage. I know that's kind of risky, but it has no drainage. It's been doing very well. It's been in here for maybe a year now. It took it forever to start growing, but then you see all these darker leaves? That's all new growth. And then what I think is really cool is the lighter leaves are the leaves that it had outside, and then the darker leaves are the ones that it has grown inside in my kitchen window, and they're darker because it's getting less light. And the darker leaves help it absorb more light, and I think that is just so cool. One of the coolest things about houseplants is how they can adapt to their environment. We'll go down. Here's some pieces of my Hoya Chelsea. It's only given me one new leaf. It hasn't really acclimated yet. It hasn't been here as long as the Hoya carnosa has. So hopefully once it gets acclimated and its root system gets established, it'll be just as big as the carnosa. Right here I have another type of Syndapsis. It's one of the small leaf Syndapsis. I'll put it on the screen for you. These are some cuttings that my best friend gave me, and then I bought some off of Facebook Marketplace as well. And then this is just a plant for me because I don't have one of these. So I'll be potting it all up together and hopefully get it nice and full and bushy. I also took some cuttings from my philodendron micans. These will just be sold on Marketplace once they are ready. And then here are some Mandula cuttings that I have. I also don't have a full plant of this, so this will just be my personal plant. And I don't know, these leaves, they're so beautiful. And then I see people growing the Mandula up moss poles, and I'm really tempted to do that. And the only reason I might not is because I just have nowhere to put moss poles. That's why I don't have many plants on moss poles. This is the next area in my kitchen that has houseplants. This is my Anthurium pallidiflorum. My husband knows if there is ever a fire and he can safely get one plant, this is the one plant that he has to get for me because it is my baby. And I can't explain to you how much I love this plant. In my care, it's given me 2 leaves. So this one right here is so cute. It looks like a little string bean. But then it gave me this one. And it's the longest and the thickest leaf, and it just blows me away. That is a beautiful leaf. Right next to it is my Anthurium walkerianum, or Queen Anthurium, and when I got it, it had 3 leaves. So 2 of the original leaves are this one and then this one right in front of you, and then I lost one of them. But immediately after I got it, it gave me this leaf. And so I got a little, a little confident, a little overconfident. And I was like, oh wow, this plant isn't going to be as difficult as people say it is. Well, immediately, my next leaf, right here, immediately it yellowed. I underwatered it. But thankfully, it is already giving me some new growth, and I think I finally have its watering schedule down. So I'm excited to see that new leaf. Maybe I can finally figure out how to take care of the walkerianum. Right here is my string of hearts, variegated string of hearts. It has just 3 little strands. Oh, you can't even see it. 3 little strands. 1, 2, 3. And then I propagated it right here, so I'll have more. I want to make it a big full pot. I'm really shocked by how big the leaves are right here, because normally it gives me itty bitty growth. And then I have a Hoya microphyllum. I got it as a little 1 leaf cutting right here. Then it gave me this leaf, and I was like, oh no, it lost its variegation. But then this leaf came out. And have you ever seen a prettier that's not a walkerianum. Have you ever seen a prettier leaf? And then one problem I have, of course, is I keep knocking the leaves off. So it actually started growth here, I knocked it off. Started growth here, I knocked it off. And finally it put this out, and I haven't knocked any of those leaves off. So hopefully I can leave it alone enough for it to keep growing and get nice and big. This is the last area in my kitchen that has houseplants, and I'm sorry for the glare, that's from the grow lights. But right here we have that Syndaptis Pictus argyrius. We have some golden pothos because I want a nice long vining golden pothos. We have a philodendron Brazil. We have a Thanksgiving cactus, and we have a mixed pot of different pothos right there. So I'm going to take these down for you and give you a closer look. Okay, here they are. They're all down now. Here's that Syndaptus Pictus argyrius I was talking about earlier. And it looks really nice and full when you just look at it. But then when you go into the pot, you can see it's quite empty in the center. So that's where those two cuttings are going to go. And it's actually giving me a ton of new growth right now. So this is a new leaf. Here's a new leaf. There's a new leaf right there. This is a new leaf. I'm really hoping it'll sort itself out so it won't be curly anymore. And then this is a new leaf, so I'm really excited. I gave this plant root rot. Nobody's shocked by that, right? And now it has come back beautifully, and I'm really incredibly proud of it. I mean, these leaves are exceptional. They're thick, they're dark, they're silver. They might be one of my favorite houseplant leaves. Right here, this is deceiving. Take it out of its big pot. This is actually just a little bitty baby. This is my golden pothos. I want a nice big hanging golden pothos, so that's what that will be eventually. I actually think that needs water. Here's my philodendron Brazil, another one that I gave root rot to. It is actually my only plant in a different substrate than dirt. Well, a soil mix. It's actually just in perlite. I just couldn't make it happy. I gave it root rot like over and over and over, and then I put it in the perlite, and it's absolutely fine. It's long, it's luscious. I'm very proud that I was able to get this plant back. And even though the leaves are getting further and further away from that grow light, they're still really nice size. Here is my mixed pot of pothos. So it just has some golden pothos, some of that snow queen pothos, and it has some yellowing. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I will definitely be investigating that very soon. It has some Manjula pothos, and it also has some neon. So this is where those cuttings came from, because I want to have separate plants of these. So hopefully eventually I'll have a nice big snow queen and a nice big neon. And then the last plant that's up there is this Thanksgiving cactus, and I really did not think it was going to get enough light up there, but it's doing really, really well in that spot. So I won't be moving it anytime soon, and I think it needs water as well. I have some plans for this area because really there aren't enough lights up there, because I want the whole area to be covered in plants, vining plants, and hanging down. So what I want to do is take these down and then get the really long grow lights and get 4 of them and put those up there. And then I want to do it on the other side because there's a ledge on the other side as well. And then I can have tons of hanging plants in this area. So that's kind of the plans for my kitchen right now. We're in my bathroom now. I don't have, wow, it's really echoey in here. I apologize for that. I don't have a lot of plants in my bathroom, even though I have this great window right here. It's right by the shower. And there's a rack right there, so it's really hard to put plants there. And my plan is to buy some of those acrylic shelves that attach to glass and put them up there, and maybe one right here, so I can have some more little propagation plants in here. But I just haven't bit the bullet on that. I'm actually trying to save some money right now, so that'll happen one day. It's just some ideas I have. But since we're already looking this way, and this is my Monstera Peru. She's doing okay right here. She puts out growth really slowly. She did put this out not long ago, and I was shocked by how big it was because she does not get much light at all. You can see a new leaf right here. It's small for a Peru, don't get me wrong, but it's not as small as I would think it to be, because what is this? This is I don't know what way this is facing. It gets some afternoon sun, but not a lot. And the sun never hits her. The sun hits more of my shower curtain, my Totoro shower curtain. I have a Ghibli themed bathroom, so if you like Studio Ghibli, you should definitely subscribe to my channel, Studio Ghibli and Plants. But I love her. I'm not moving her. I have a problem with if I want a plant to go somewhere and it stays alive, even if it's not thriving, I'm going to keep it there. One day I might replace it with like a Raven ZZ or something, but I just haven't found the right Raven ZZ yet. I actually don't have any ZZ plants. But you know, given the fact that she's in such low light, I think she's doing pretty well. And she looks really full and luscious, even though she lost so many leaves over the winter. She was actually on the front porch last summer and she was super duper happy there, but that front porch is just way too full for such a big plant to go out there now. And she's doing all right, so that's just where we're going to keep her. And then you can see, teehee, there's me. These are the last plants I have in my house. It's just what, 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Right here, let me turn the light on, is my Anthurium crystallinum. This is the first leaf she ever gave me in my care. It is really, really dark for crystallinum, but I think it's just because of the grow lights I'm using. It's those purple lights. I despise it. I really want to replace it, but that's just not in the budget right now. So use what you got. I just recently chopped off all her leaves, the ones that she came with. She came with a bunch of different, you know, a bunch of leaves, and they were really sad. They didn't acclimate very well to the environment. They've been here. I've had this plant for maybe 5 months now, and they didn't acclimate very well, but I had to chop those off. But I have a new leaf here. I really shouldn't touch it, but you know I'm going to touch it. A new leaf here. A new leaf here, which looks like it is struggling and I might lose it, but maybe not. And then a new point, oh goodness, right here. And then, I was so sad, there was one right here, but it got stuck, and when I tried to unstick it, it broke. So I really would have had 4 new growth points, but right now I have 3, and I think that's pretty fantastic. But look, she got stuck on herself and ripped herself when she first came out, but that leaf is still, it's really, really, I don't know the word for it. It's special. That's what I got for you right now. It's special. And when those 2 leaves first started coming out, I had the grow light way down here, so they were like looking down at the ground. So I pulled the light up and they're finally starting to come up. So I don't really know what's going on with this grow light and that plant. I don't think they really get along. As you can see, it is 70 degrees in here right now, 61% humidity, not bad, not bad. This is my philodendron gigas. Whoa, that is not a gigas, that's real silly, Elizabeth. This is a philodendron fuzzy petiole. I think I might have it too close to the light because it looks like, no, maybe not. I thought it was starting to fade, but it's not. So I got it, and it's little bitty. If I can find a picture, I'll show it because it was really cute. And she has gotten so much bigger, and I chopped her because she reached the top of this. I was using this stake. She reached the top of it, so I went and chopped her. And that was only like, man, 2 weeks ago. And look, do you see? Is that all the roots? Regardless, look at those. Those are thick and juicy. And she's going to be ready to be potted up soon, and then I'm going to give her a real moss pole. I'm just kind of scared of real moss poles, and also the fact that I have very limited space for large vertical plants. I really want to invest in some nice grow lights, but like I said, that is just not a focus right now. I'm going to save that for last because that's my baby. And right down here, I have some type of snake plant. It's not happy. This is actually the first plant I got 3 years ago, one of them. I think I got like 3 plants all at the same time. The other 2 are gone. I killed them, overwatered them. But somehow the snake plant has stuck around, and something stuck with me saying like, don't water this plant. You know, I always heard don't water the snake plant. So she gets watered like once every 2 months, and she's still here. She's not really growing. So she's given me 2 leaves in the time I've had her, this one and this one. That's it. But I'm going to keep her around as long as she'll stick around because, you know, first plant, something special. I don't really love her as much as my other plants, but she's still very special to me. Just the fact that I've kept her alive for 3 years is pretty cool. And then, here's my, oh gosh, no. Oh, it wasn't like that last time I checked it. I just checked on this plant like 2 days ago. Okay, well, we'll just chop that off and it'll be okay. I'm really sad about that though. This is my philodendron Florida Ghost. As you can see, I just discovered some browning. I'm really sad about that. I was worried about it because I've had her for 5 months now. And this leaf just will not turn green. This is the most it's done. And I know that sometimes these leaves, you can lose them. But I'm really sad about that. I just checked on her not long ago at all. And look at that. Heartbroken. Oh, it's my baby. Anyway, there's 2 cuttings in here because my plant was big and full. I'm gonna insert a picture because it was really gorgeous and I want you to see it. But I chopped it all up. I gave away and sold all the cuttings, and then I kept 2 for myself. So this one and this one. And so this one is growing this leaf, which is just gorgeous. And this light is not okay. Let's see if I can help a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. And it's already starting to turn green, so I'm feeling pretty confident that I won't lose it. And it already has a new little point of growth. And then this sweet baby popped out this leaf, which is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. But now she hasn't started turning green, so I'm worried that it's going to do the same thing this is doing. But it actually has 2 points of growth, look. So it's growing here, and it's growing right there. So I'm gonna have 3 growth points on this plant eventually going up that moss pole, which I think is just really, really exciting. I'm gonna leave her out so I can chop that part of the leaf off. I'm really heartbroken. But yeah, she's gorgeous. And oh, I have one more plant to show you. Okay, you're going to love this. I have one plant in my living room because my living room just does not get any light. I could put some plants in the windows, but with my son and my cats, I'm just kind of scared. Speaking of, here's my sweet Jack. He's an old man, so cute. Here's my doopy boy, Jupiter. Isn't he sweet? And then there's Simon, our other cat. So those are our animals. I wish I could sleep like that. That looks like it feels wonderful. I know my living room's really messy. I have a 2-year-old, so I just do the best that I can. But you're about to love this plant that I'm going to show you, okay? This is the only plant in the living room. Ta-da! It's just a little bitty snake plant. Nothing can go here. It looks like it gets a little bit of light, right? That's me and my husband when I was pregnant. It looks like it gets a little bit of light, right? You're like, oh man, yeah, something low light could go there. No, I have tried so many different plants right there. That snake plant has been there for 2 years and it has not grown a lick. But I really want some kind of plant in here because the rest of it is just too dark and my house is too dark. So I wanted something. So there it is. That's what I get. It's really cute, right? All right, that's all of the plants in my house. All right guys, so that concludes my kitchen and bathroom tour. I really hope you enjoyed seeing all of the small plants that I have in my kitchen and bathroom. In my next video, we will be cleaning, rearranging, and organizing my back porch, and I also bought a new plant stand, so we will be taking some sad plants that I have in the house and on my front porch and putting them on the back porch and hoping that maybe that will help them thrive a little bit more. I really hope you enjoy my content. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Thanks. Bye.